The forest is silent until the scream of a lion cuts through the morning mist. A drone camera sweeps across the savanna's edge, capturing the chaos from above. A full-grown male lion crashes through the tall grass, blood trailing behind him. He's limping, badly. His mane is matted with dust and blood. Just behind him, the rest of the pride scatters into the trees. At the monitoring station, Ranger Noah Dallaire grips the edge of the console. "Where is he going?" Noah mutters. "That lion's not following prey. He's running from something." Beside him, Dr. Amara Singh, a wildlife biologist, narrows her eyes at the live feed. He's injured. That back leg's torn. Deep. Territorial fight? Could be, Noah says. Or something worse. He's headed for the forest boundary. On screen, the lion stumbles, collapses beside a fallen tree at the edge of the jungle, and doesn't get up. Miles away, the jungle canopy rustles. From the shadows, a massive silverback gorilla emerges. His name is Barrow, a legendary figure among the Luango research team. Unlike most lowland gorillas, Barrow doesn't avoid the camera traps. He stares directly into them, almost like he knows. "He's close," Amara says. "That's Barrow. He's within 200 meters of the lion." Noah leans closer to the screen. "We need a team on site. If these two animals cross paths—" "He'll walk away," Amara says, trying to believe it. "No way a gorilla confronts a lion." But Barrow doesn't walk away. He moves closer. Back in the forest, Barrow pauses in the undergrowth. His ears flick. He hears the lion's strained breathing. He looks down, finds a half-chewed leaf, tastes it, and tosses it aside. Then he steps into the clearing. The lion lifts his head weakly, growls, a soft one, more pain than warning. Barrow doesn't flinch. "Is he approaching him?" Amara whispers. The drone's infrared confirms it. Barrow is now just 10 feet from the wounded lion. "He's not challenging him," Noah breathes. "He's observing." Barrow's massive frame lowers. He squats beside the lion, studying the blood-soaked flank. The lion growls again, but it's feeble. His claws twitch, but he doesn't rise. Barrow tilts his head. Then, something astonishing. He backs away, disappears into the foliage. Noah exhales. That's more like it. But less than 2 minutes later, Barrow returns, with something in his mouth. Leaves, thick, fibrous, broad-veined, the same ones Barrow's been seen chewing when he's sick. "No way," Amara says. The gorilla places the leaves gently on the lion's haunch, pats them down with his hand, and then sits beside him. Protective, watchful. For a full minute, nothing moves but the breeze. Amara stands, stunned. "Noah, start the jeep. We're going out there." Barrow shifts again. He presses another bundle of leaves to the lion's leg, then glances at the tree line. The camera zooms out. In the shadows, eyes glint. Hyenas. And Barrow just saw them first. The silverback doesn't move, not when the hyena steps forward, not when it growls. Barrow just rises to his full height, over 6 feet tall, and beats his chest once, loud enough to echo through the clearing. The hyena freezes. In the surveillance van, Noah swears under his breath. He's posturing. "No," Amara whispers. "He's warning them." The hyena slinks backward, tail low, and vanishes into the brush, but Barrow doesn't sit. He paces in a wide arc around the lion, scanning the trees. The moment the threat is gone, he returns to the injured animal. The lion pants, sides heaving, his eyes barely open, but he watches Barrow now, not with fear, but recognition, confusion. Barrow crouches again. This time he begins chewing the same leaves he brought earlier. He spits a greenish pulp into his hand, then presses it gently to the lion's flank. "I've seen gorillas chew those leaves to treat parasites," Amara says, "but never apply them to another animal, and never a lion." Noah grabs his radio. "We're 20 minutes out. Get the sedation team ready." Barrow lifts his head suddenly. He's heard something else. Another sound, a twig snap. More hyenas. 2, maybe 3, circling again. Burrow doesn't run. He drags a fallen branch toward the lion and lays it across his body. Camouflage. Then he positions himself at the edge of the thicket, eyes locked on the brush. They'll try again, Noah says. They'll come in from the side. As if on cue, a lean hyena darts forward from the left, teeth bared, aiming straight for the lion's neck. Burrow launches. He roars, not a gorilla's typical call, but a chest-deep, guttural bellow that echoes across the clearing. He barrels toward the hyena, slamming both fists into the ground inches from its snout. The hyena stumbles back, yelps, and vanishes into the forest. Burrow huffs. He stays upright longer this time, shoulders heaving, then turns and jogs, not to escape, but to retrieve more leaves. By the time he returns, he's gathered stems and bark fragments too. He's building a barrier, Amara says, eyes wide. On screen, Burrow presses thick branches against the lion's body, not to trap, to cover, to protect. He shapes the brush like a blind, shielding the lion from view. The lion barely stirs. His chest rises and falls slowly. But he's alive. From the corner of the screen, something moves. The research vehicle. Noah and Amara step out slowly, rifles slung but not raised. They walk quietly, calling softly. "Burrow," Noah says, like speaking to an old friend. "You've done enough. Let us help now." Burrow turns. He locks eyes with the two humans, his face unreadable. Then, he lifts one long arm and pushes a final branch onto the lion's shelter. A pause, and then silently he steps backward into the green, 1 foot, then the next, until he fades into the forest. Night falls fast in the jungle. By the time Noah and Amara reach the injured lion, it's nearly pitch black. "He's still breathing," Amara whispers, kneeling beside the camouflaged mound Burrow left behind. Pulse is slow, but steady. The lion stirs at the sound of her voice, his eyes fluttering open for a second before drifting shut again. "He made it through the day because of that gorilla," Noah mutters, shining his flashlight over the layered branches. "I never thought I'd say that." But their awe doesn't last long. A distant howl splits the silence. "Hyenas!" And closer this time. Noah spins. "Get the lights. Now!" The rangers behind them flick on 2 high-beam LED rigs mounted to the Jeep. Trees flare into sharp relief, but it only buys them time. Movement, a rustle, a shape darting behind a trunk. "Too many shadows," Amara says. "They're flanking." One of the younger rangers, Cossie, raises his tranquilizer rifle. "Permission to shoot if they charge?" Noah hesitates, then nods. "Only if they breach the tree line." The air is thick with tension. Then, a flash of movement. 3 hyenas break cover, racing straight toward the shelter. Cossie aims, but the first dart misses wide. "Get back!" Amara yells, stepping protectively over the lion's body. The lead hyena leaps, but is stopped mid-air. A black shape explodes from the underbrush with shocking speed. Baron. He's back, and he's furious. The gorilla slams into the lead hyena with full force, knocking it sideways. The other 2 scatter, caught off guard. Burrow roars again, grabbing a thick branch and swinging it like a club. The hyenas don't stay to fight. Within seconds, the clearing is still. Burrow stands in the glow of the Jeep's lights, chest heaving, branch in hand. Noah's voice trembles. He came back. He chose to come back. Burrow looks at them, humans and lion alike, then drops the branch and walks to the edge of the clearing. He doesn't vanish this time. He sits, watching, guarding. "They know," Amara says softly. "They know more than we think." 10 minutes later, the mobile vet unit arrives. The lion is sedated and lifted gently into a sling. Burrow watches the whole thing in silence. But just before the team closes the Jeep's rear door, something happens. The lion lifts his head, groggy, barely aware, and makes eye contact with the gorilla. Just for a second. Then Barrow grunts once, softly, and turns away. He disappears into the trees without a sound. As the engine rumbles to life, Amara turns to Noah. "I don't think he was guarding the lion," she says. Noah raises an eyebrow. "Then what?" She stares at the jungle where Barrow vanished. He was protecting something bigger. Sunrise bleeds orange across the canopy as the jeep bumps along the dirt road toward Luango's veterinary outpost. The lion, tranquilized and stable, lies wrapped in a tarp-lined sling in the back. Inside the cab, Amara watches the trees blur past. "He shouldn't be alive," she says quietly, "not with a wound that deep, not without help." Noah nods but doesn't answer. His mind is elsewhere, on the gorilla that stood between a predator and death, not once, but twice. 20 miles away, deep inside the ranger station's operations room, Dr. Malik Onana, Luango's head vet, leans over the lion's scan results. "He's lucky," Malik says as Noah enters. "No fracture. Deep laceration, yes. Nasty infection risk, yes. But survivable, with treatment." "And without Barrow?" Noah asks. Malik doesn't respond, but the answer hangs in the silence. Later that day, with the lion resting in an open holding pen, the team assembles around the review monitors. Footage from the drones and hidden trap cams now plays on a loop. Barrow's first approach, his retreat, and return with leaves. The makeshift shelter, the charge against the hyenas, and the second return, the club, the roar, the stand. A still frame freezes on Barrow, silhouetted in the jeep's headlights, branch raised. Malik crosses his arms. "That's not behavior. That's a decision." Noah points to the screen. "Look at the plants he used. That's Marantocloa. And that vine there, Ancestrocladus. Locals use both as topical antibiotics." "He was making a poultice," Amara whispers. "He was treating the lion." For a moment no one speaks, just the soft hum of the playback. "Any update from the tracking collars?" Malik asks. "We lost Barrow's ping 6 hours ago," Noah says. "Either the tag failed or he removed it." The team exhales. Outside, a breeze rustles the trees. The lion stirs for the first time, his tail twitching slightly. Amara kneels beside the pen, watching him closely. "We'll release him once he's mobile again," Malik says, "near his pride's last known range." "What if he heads back to the forest?" Noah asks. Malik raises an eyebrow. Why would he? But Amara's still watching the lion. His eyes blink open, and for a moment she sees something in them, not just survival, recognition. That evening, the team prepares to sedate the lion one final time for relocation. They load him gently into a transport crate, and the jeep winds back toward the same savanna edge, the place where this impossible story began. As they pull to a stop, the sun dips low over the tree line. Wind brushes across the grass. The lion groans, groggy but upright, stepping cautiously from the crate. He limps forward, then stops. A sound, low, rhythmic, and distant, echoes through the trees, drumming. Knuckle strikes against bark, deep and steady. Noah turns to Amara. "You hear that?" She nods. He's watching. From the shadows beyond the clearing, the forest answers. A single shape shifts in the gloom, then stillness. And the lion begins to walk toward it. 1 week later, the footage hits the internet. It starts with a few wildlife blogs, then conservation forums, then the international press. "Silverback Saves Lion" becomes the headline no one can ignore. Clips of Barrow dragging medicinal leaves, standing over the injured lion, and charging the hyenas are played on repeat, stitched together like scenes from a wildlife documentary that shouldn't be real. But it is, and now the world can't look away. At the Luango Research Station, a small media team hovers in the corner as Dr. Amara Singh addresses a panel of scientists. "Was this learned behavior, instinct, empathy?" she says, gesturing toward the frozen screen behind her. "I can't give you a perfect answer, but I can tell you what I saw." She pauses on the frame of burrow, pressing leaves onto the lion's flank. That was intent. That was care. In the crowd, one zoologist raises his hand. Do we know where the gorilla is now? Amara glances at Noah, seated offstage. Noah stands. We haven't located Barrow since the release. His collar was found torn off near the forest's edge, but we've had reports, sightings from drone flyovers. He's alive, watching. All was just beyond the trees. Back in the savannah, the lion, now dubbed Okoro, meaning brave heart in a local dialect, has returned to his pride. Though he still limps slightly, his wound has healed remarkably fast. Rangers watch as his cubs approach cautiously, nuzzling their father's mane. He lies down among them, at peace. But one thing has changed. He no longer chases prey into the forest. He stops at the tree line, waits, looks, as if listening for a sound no one else hears. Elsewhere, in a quiet clearing where savanna meets jungle, a hidden camera trap captures a single frame. Barrow, sitting alone, gazing out over the open plain. No roars, no chest beating, just watching. The footage sparks global debates, not about dominance or survival, but about something more profound. Can animals feel empathy across species? Can compassion override fear? Social media floods with messages. This gorilla has more humanity than most people I know. Barrow didn't just save a lion. He saved the line between instinct and choice. That was kindness, raw, unfiltered, instinctive kindness. Documentary crews descend on Luongo. Conservation funding spikes. Schools begin teaching the story as part of environmental empathy lessons. But for Amara, the moment that matters most isn't the viral fame, it's a quiet one. She walks alone one evening to the same clearing where it all happened, kneels by the fallen tree where Barrow first met Okoro, places a single carved wooden bead on the soil, a gift, a thank you. Behind her the leaves rustle. She doesn't turn, just smiles. I know you're there, she says softly. The wind answers, a branch sways, then stillness. She rises and walks away, and deep in the forest the gorilla watches. What Barrow did defies everything we thought we knew about the wild. In a world where survival often means staying silent, still, and separate, one gorilla made a different choice. He crossed the line, not just between predator and prey, but between fear and compassion. He didn't act for dominance, he didn't act from instinct, he acted from something deeper, and maybe, just maybe, that means there's more to the wild than we've ever dared to imagine. If this story moved you, leave a comment below. Would you have believed it without seeing the footage? Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this unbelievable story, because sometimes the most human moments come from animals.